Okay, so we're going to get started on today's story. So thank you for coming to today's reading as part of our festive season. As you can see, decorated. We've got some new little additions now as well, and some themed Christmas hats. And there's one which I'm actually sitting in front of, well, which is a shame. But hope you enjoy the festivities. We've got our Christmas jumpers on, which brings me to the next point. We have to bring in the star of the show, Pooh Bear, who is now sporting his own Christmas jumper and scarf, which is quite cute. Because after last week, we need to make sure that he was also joining in the festivities. So I'm going to put him here with Rudolph and the gang. Oh, maybe if we put them around the other way. There we go. Doesn't quite fit Pooh Bear, his jumper, but it's still cute and it's festive. So today we're going to be reading one of my all-time favourite Christmas stories, which is The Jolly Christmas Postman. Obviously this story also has another version, which is just The Jolly Postman, so look out for that in the next few videos to come. That should be quite fun to do that one too. This is by Janet and Allan Ahlberg. What's quite interesting about this book is it is an interactive story, which is quite fun, so we're going to go through all of those bits as well. If you enjoy interactive stories, I highly recommend that you go back and listen to the Sleeping Beauty story as well, which is actually a silhouette book. So that was quite an interesting thing, because it's very different as well. And I hope you enjoyed that story too. But let's get started on today's story of The Jolly Christmas Postman by Janet and Allan Ahlberg. I hope you enjoy the story as much as I do. Once upon a Christmas Eve, just after it had snowed, the jolly postman, him again, came down the jolly road, and in the bag upon his back, an interesting load. First stop, 4 Bears' Cottage. To Baby Bear, 4 Bears' Cottage, the woods. A Christmas card for Baby Bear. A baby a bear who's shy. A mummy bear up a ladder. A postman with a pie. A postman on his bike again. Ta-da, take care, bye-bye. So let's take a look at Baby Bear's Christmas card. So, oh, my young bite it up the right way, obviously. Great little scene there of Santa's workshop. So we'll open up and see who it's from. To Baby Bear and brother, from Goldilocks and sister, Happy Christmas, and a Christmas joke. Who's been eating my pudding? Who's been eating my pudding? Who's been eating my pudding? Shut up, you soft bears, I haven't served it yet. That's really cute. So we'll put that back into the envelope and we'll move on to the next stop. The jolly postman cycles on. He sees 3 fiddlers playing. The fast open dish and spoon, the mighty beanstalk swaying. The 7 dwarfs upon the hill, the jolly snowman sleighing. Really lovely, isn't it? So we'll come back and have a look at these pictures later. And by, second stop, he comes to Red Riding Hood's house. Miss R. Hood, the playhouse, garden path, diddle dumpling, post early for Christmas. So let's see what Little Red Riding Hood got. So it looks like she's got a game. So it says, from Mr. Wolf to R. Hood, this festive time of year, a little gift for being good. And a Merry Christmas, dear. P.S. I'm a changed wolf. So, beautiful little ball game here. Hopefully, yeah, you can see some of the details on there. What's really lovely about this is, if you just grab a couple of counters from another game, you can play. So it says, beware a hazardous board game. So, you have to get out of the woods. And you start in the middle, and you make your way around the outer rings. Some pretty interesting things. You've got to beware of blackbirds in a pie dish. You need to be careful because the magic carpet can take you away. Watch out for Billy Goat's Bridge as well, which is just over here. Some really cool little story stuff on here. So it says, beware, get out of the woods. The rules. Throw a 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 to start. No cheating. No pulling faces at your little, big brother or sister. No arguing with your mum, dad, gran, Uncle Charlie, or the milkman. No boasting if you win, and no sulking if you lose. Have fun. And remember, there's worse than wolves in the world. So this is a beautiful little board game. So we'll pop that back in the envelope. A jolly game, a lucky girl. But see what's written here from Mr. Wolf. He's got a nerve. A Merry Christmas, dear. The postman can't think what to say and sips his ginger beer and eats his pie and waves bye-bye. The postman gets back on his bike and rides another mile. A crooked mile, in actual fact. It takes him quite a while. He never finds the sixpence, though, or come to that the style. And besides, the crooked man has it. Next stop, the hospital. To Mr. H. Dumpty, Wincy Ward, Cock Robin Memorial Hospital. Oh, and you can pull your own enormous turnips from the crooked mile. And the little ambulance there in the corner as well. So let's see what's in this envelope. Oh, and just to note, the postmark on this particular envelope is the barracks. So that might give some clue to who this is from. And the back of the envelope says, neither up nor down, the Royal Barracks. And now we have a puzzle. So that's quite fun. This actually comes apart as a proper puzzle, but we won't open it now. So it's not ours, it belongs to Humpty Dumpty. Dear Humpty, get well soon from all the king's men and horses. Happy Christmas. So let me bring that a bit closer for you. So as Humpty Dumpty comes to bits, put him together, see how he fits. Put that back in there. Humpty Dumpty smiles and blinks. A jigsaw for me? What fun, he thinks. From all the king's horses and all the king's men, how nice. Then he falls out of bed and gets cracked again, i.e. twice. Never mind, in comes the doctor, Foster, in comes the nurse, in comes the lady with the alligator purse, and they mend him. The jolly postman waves bye-bye. He still has far to go. The sun has vanished from the sky. The clouds are hanging low. He feels a kiss upon his cheek, the first fresh flakes of snow, and comes number 4 to a small tin door. The gingerbread boy, McVitie House, Little Toe Lane, Toy Town. And the postmark on this one is Crooked Mile, and the envelope is Patter Cake Bakers. We use Jolly Miller flour. So let's see what the gingerbread boy has got for Christmas. Ah, it's a book. So we have a little book. So it says, The Toy Town Christmas Annual. Stories and pictures for little people. All your favourites, Tom Thumb, Tiny Tim, Wee Willie Winky, and many more. Hours of jolly fun. Free book inside. 2. Happy Christmas, son. Love from Daddy and the Patter Cake Bakers. So there's a nice little message inside there. So let's have a little look through the book. Some cool little parts to this as well, which is quite fun. Flying high. Here we go, all aboard. Take care, hold tight. Tom Thumb and his chums are off for a flight. Over the hills and far away, where the dragons roam and the mermaids play. The home at last, hooray, the winner, to a cosy fire and a Christmas dinner. So, we'll get that. I'm losing his present. Here we go. So next page is a picture puzzle. Help Wee Willie Winkle to find his Christmas presents. There are 6 hidden in the picture. So this is quite fun. I'm gonna leave this one and a few of these other ones in this book because I really think you guys should borrow a copy from your local library, maybe ask Santa for a copy, or have a copy added to your library as a treat, Christmas treat to yourself, and then you can help Wee Willie Winkle find his Christmas presents. There's also some Christmas cracker jokes. How exciting! Okay, oh, you have to match them up. What do snowmen sing? Free's a jolly good fellow. I'm not very good at these puzzle games. That's probably the best one I've got. But I'll give you the questions so that you can have a think. Where's Humpty's hat? Oh, Humpty Dumpty's hat dumped his hat on the wall. Oh, I am good at these. Okay, this is fun. Said the policeman to the mince spy, you're under a vest. I quite like those. I'm sorry. You gotta love a Christmas cracker joke. There's some strange but trues. Oh, these are fun. You know what? We are going to go through this because this is just so much fun. There was an old woman who swallowed a fly. Oh, strange but true. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. And there was an old woman tossed up in a basket. And this was the strange part. It was all the same woman. She gets around. Okay. And so, okay, I will leave it there because there's a big story as well. So there's the Robber Money Box, which is pretty fun. So you can have a look through there. There's some advertisements for Toy Town, including the health club, which lose those unsightly grams. I lost half an ounce in a week. Tom Thumb. Highly recommended. There's a game from Rumpelstiltskin where you can guess things, and there's a nice little poem to finish it off. When the snow melts away and summer comes, oh what fun for Tom Thumb and his chums. There's a peach for each, and pears and plums, and games on the beach for Tom Thumb and his chums. When the snow melts away, the summer comes. So it's quite a nice little thing to, if I just come up closer, a nice little thing to finish off with. So there's miles of smiles in the little book. So we'll put it back in here. But the note said that it did come with something else inside, which is this. Simple Simon's Complete Book of Knowledge by Peter Piper Press. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Simple Simon's Complete Book of Knowledge. There's an introduction, followed by a conclusion. And on the back, there's the rest of Simple Simon's books, which include the Complete Book of World History, DIY, International Banking, Teach Yourself to Read, and a Golden Wonder Book of Crisps. So again, I won't go too far into that because I think that's a lovely little thing for you guys to look into. You don't want to spoil everything. So let's continue on the journey. A book in a book, said the gingerbread boy. What a simply delicious surprise. But if only he knew he's in one too, that really would open his eyes. Then a bucket of tea for the postman and 24 mince pies. So this is a beautiful illustration because you can see that the gingerbread boy is living in a McVitie's box and there's a tiny little bucket for the postman to have his tea and some tiny mince pies, which looks extremely appealing. And I still have some mince pies, so I think I know what I'm going to be doing after this. And I'll certainly share with Pooh Bear. Off through the snow the postman rides, with more than a mill in his insides. He's all shook up and all of a quiver, and it's not just the cold that's making him shiver. There's a letter he'd rather not deliver. To you know who. Trespassers will be eaten. Mr. Wolf, the den. So let's see who's been posting to Mr. Wolf. Oh. We have a pull out. The Wolf Spotter's Guide, Christmas Edition Special. Some good advice for girls and boys, grandmas, woodcutters, small pigs, gingerbread boys, turkey sandwiches and pineapple yogurts. They'll eat anything. So what we have is a beautiful illustrated guide to how to spot a wolf. So some of the options we've got here is spot the wolf, A, easy, B, hard, and C, impossible. Genius. So we have the easy option, the hard option, and the impossible option. So take a very careful look at your Christmas trees. It may be a wolf. It's a good thing to check. Hiding places include the well, the Jack-in-the-Box, and they could be the man on the moon. It's very important to keep track of these things. And this is actually all from For Mr. Wolf, A Cheeky Christmas, from You Know Who and Her Grandma. And there's a little clue to who this is from down here in the bottom. Also, beware, if you know a sheep who owns some pretty impressive clothing, watch out, because a wolf may steal it and wear it. Very important life lessons. Let's put that back in the envelope. But all's well and all's merry. The wolf's just wolfing pies and sherry, and playing games in his cosy den. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? With the 3 little pigs and the little red hen. After all, it is Christmas. But now it's really snowing, and the winter wind is blowing, and the daylight is going, so the jolly postman, jolly cold, has just no way of knowing where he is. He stops beside a wall of ice. He spies a crack of light. He finds a little golden door and disappears from sight, along a tunnel, dark and cool, to a workshop, warm and bright. A cup of tea with Santa, and Mrs. Santa too. Got any children's letters? The postman smiles. A few. Well, fancy that, says Santa. Now we've got one for you. So before we go on to the postman's letter, I'm going to read out a couple of these letters to Santa because it's a lovely illustration of the post bag and all the letters coming out that the elves are looking at. So, from the children in the shoe, dear Santa, please bring 46 teddies, 28 dolls, 150 footballs, and 3,000 jelly babies. Dear Father Christmas, can I have a new dress, size 6, and new socks, size 1, from Polly Flinders? Dear Santa, I would like a torch, a train set, and a toffee apple. Happy Christmas. Tweedledee. Dear Santa, I would like a torch, a train set, and a toffee apple. Happy Christmas. Tweedledum. Dear Santa, I would like some binoculars, please. Yours sincerely, Bo Peep. So, moving on. For our old pal, the postman. Take a peep. Okay, so this is a card of a door. So this should be fun because we're going to attempt to look through the through here, right? Okay, through the letterbox. Bear with me. I'm going to try and do this for you guys. Okay, where's the camera? Ah, there we go. I don't know how well you can see this. Here we go. There's not much light, which is unfortunate because there's actually a really nice picture inside. Oh no. Well, hopefully you can see some of that if I move it around a little bit. And you can see the postman at the end. But it's all the people he's come to see. And what we're going to do to make it a little bit easier, we're going to tip it up. So, and you can see there's some nice pictures of all the people that he's come to see. Sorry, get my head in it. I just want you guys to be able to see. And if we go down from the other end as well. If anything, this alone is the gift, which means that you should definitely get a copy for your library so you can have a look, so you can open it up properly. This is quite a lot to see, and there's lots of details. You do have to go very, very close to the letterbox to be able to see them all. So, we'll keep that one as a surprise, if I haven't ruined it. And we'll continue. A peep show for the postman peeps inside. A postman's round completed, it's time to take a ride. But how to make the journey? The drifts are deep and wide. Please turn over to avoid the snow. Ho, ho, ho. See the picture. So how do you think the postman got home again? Got a lift from Santa. A jolly postman, warm and snug, a postman's dog upon the rug, a clock that's chiming in the hall, a Merry Christmas, one and all. The end. So that is the story of The Jolly Christmas Postman by Janet and Allan Ahlberg. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I absolutely love this book. This is not my first copy because I definitely destroyed the first copy I ever had because I was pulling everything out of those envelopes so much, and I'm pretty sure a lot of it got lost. But I now have learnt my lesson, and I now take care of this because it's such a treasure. It really is, and it's such a nice book to share with people. I definitely recommend borrowing a copy regardless of the time of year. If you see it on the shelf in the library or in the bookshop and you want to get a copy, definitely purchase one or borrow it, because if I just take this as an example, Santa's workshop, there's so much detail that you really, really have to sit there for ages just looking at everything. It's just so nice. So I'm not going to spoil it anymore because I have pulled everything apart to go through it today, and we've gone through it in a lot of detail, but there's definitely loads that I've left out just so that you can enjoy it yourselves. And one to read, as I say, throughout the year, but it always feels a little bit special when you read it at Christmas. Thank you for joining us today. Me, Pooh Bear, Rudolph, Nicholas the Christmas Llama, and Buddy the Pug. For my little ornaments at the back here, my little reindeer, little snowman, Merry Christmas, for our blue Christmas hat. Thank you for joining for our festive season this week, and can't wait to see you next week for another Christmas story. Take care. Bye. Say bye, Pooh Bear. Bye.